Okay, all right. So right now we're getting ready to get into our perspective. So I want to give a great big thank you, alhamdulillah, to the Most High because of all of his support. I mean, if he hadn't really pulled some strings and made some things happen, I mean, there will be no way. But we have a way, and it is happening and materializing for us in this land at this time. And that is just amazing. So we're going to get some perspective now. We're going to look at some of the buildings and the plans. I went out with the engineer, Khalid, and he took me to a couple of projects that, he is familiar with, and we went out and he pointed them out, and I went and took some pictures. Now, there are even more beautiful designs than these.
Yes.
But just to give you a basic idea, because, once we have the funding, then we can allocate our budgets accordingly. And according to what materials are available. And the beautiful part of being in a recession is if you got the money ready and available, you can get better stuff for cheaper.
Yes.
And that's just great because we want to have the budget. And, even in a recession, there ain't no budget on food.
Right.
So the first building we see here, we're going to look at the building with the dominoes. And as you can see, the entirety of the bottom floor is a store. And above the store, those windows are offices/storage spaces. So they can be office spaces, or they can also be storage spaces for the store. Now, our first building will have a supermarket in it. And that supermarket is going to employ and feed the members of the community simultaneously. Right? So we're going to keep ourselves employed and keep ourselves. We're not going to come in and just buy the building and sit back like,
we've arrived.
Like we've arrived. We are still building.
Yes.
Just from one building, we have a lot to do. We have to prepare for thousands of people. So one building ain't going to cut it. But as you can see with this store, this is the back of the building.
Right.
So we put the back of the building to the street side and for business. As you can see, there's 4 floors, and each unit has air conditioning.
Yes.
So every home has an air conditioner. It's similar on the front side for this particular building. Now, I want us to pay attention because this has other designs. So we're going to now look at the Home Center building, the Dwake Home Center building. This has 3 floors. As you can see, it's beautifully designed, very modern. They have the balconies you can go out on. And the AC units are on the sides of the building rather than, on the street side, giving it a more aesthetic. And as you can see, it's a larger store. Right? So they extended the store out to the side to give it storage space rather than putting it on top of the store. So we can extend out sideways. And this is a beautiful, as you can see, another project with a whole bottom. First floor is a business, and that business helps to offset the cost and the funding for future projects because you are now within a revenue stream. You are making money, and the business is making money, and it compounds.
Yes.
All right. Now we're going to come up next, and we have the Grove.
Yes, olive grove.
So the olive grove, this is a very small olive grove, but this olive grove will produce a few gallons. And when I say gallons, I mean like from 1 or 2 trees, you can get about 5 gallons of oil. So this will produce a few gallons, like, at least 20, 30 gallons of olive oil when pressed. And that's if you want to press the whole field. But this is a small grove, and as you can see, there is a house in the back. I want you to take note, in the back of this house, there is solar panels.
Yes.
So we can offset electrical costs and keep our costs down. Solar panels are available. Next, we are looking at a gated building. Right? So this is another design possibility where you can have a court. This particular design, we are looking forward for the actual house of instruction for it to have a courtyard. So it will be patterned after the tabernacle which Moses built. So the entire community complex will be patterned the same. There will be a similitude to it to get us as a people familiar with that pattern of movement, with seeing that type of thing. Now this has a few floors to it, and we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be a few floors because we're going to use it at this time for education. Right. Education, meetings, and maybe some leadership housing. Here. It'll be in a centralized location, and we can speak to the community from here.
And you can see the water.
The water towers on top. You have the water towers on top. Some buildings have the 5G antennas. We won't put them on top of housing unless absolutely necessary, because we do want everyone to have communication. So we have to facilitate it. It just depends on the location of the community, and hopefully a neighbor nearby does it, so we don't have to. But we will, if need be, put towers. To put a tower on a building. Next, we come to what we call the 69 building. But it's built by Kaisi, and this is the front. So this is to give you an idea of what the front side of a building looks like. So, of course, the buildings have elevators. We're making sure we pay attention for elderly and handicapped accessibilities. And as you could see, it's beautifully designed, a wonderful motif, as contrasting to the backside where we're doing a lot of business on the street side. But this is a residential side. This is just a neighborhood street, but we will have a court. There will be a courtyard, a field and courtyard area for our community to enjoy. To sit outside and to discuss and to gather and to have festivals and such, so that we are self-contained. And so when our community is closed, our community is closed. So it's our land, it's our stores, it's our business within our community, it's within our control. So when we have holiday, we have day off, it's our holiday, it's our day off. We run things according to us, and this is why we have to join together and buy. Some of you might be noticing now that you're seeing a new post every day. Right? So I'm moving from 2 times a week, and now we're going to be more consistent with our videos, and you'll get a new video every day. So this is the perspective, so you guys have an idea. There is another photo here, and you guys are going to see it on screen. And this is of a beautiful white building. It is not yet finished, but this building is a building focused on housing only, and this is one of our plans. And so, as you can see, the building is a beautiful white marble stone, and you see it's beautiful open window plan, and it's so many floors, and we can able to house people. So we're focused on housing people and businesses simultaneously because we have to employ the people who come. We're working ourselves, right? If you're working in the administration, this is not a vacation. We are adamantly working ourselves. Things have to be maintained. Things have to be kept clean. All right, there's a standard of cleanliness that must be kept and maintained, and there's a standard of maintenance that will be kept and maintained. And there is an adjustment to life and the culture here that people will go through. In one of the buildings, what I was thinking about, like in the Domino's building, is like, making that storage floor. Because we have another building. Matter of fact, we'll pull that up on screen. The building here that has all the shops and stores, right? So we'll put it up on screen, but there was another building that had a bunch of shops and stores. And so we will have a building with smaller shops for our boutique people. Say you're making clothes, makeup, anything. Any small little business idea. Print shops to print our own books, publications, stories, educational materials. We will have a print shop. We need to have our own everything. And of course, things will grow because as we begin to outsource and handle more and more jobs and more materials, we will need more and more space. So we'll grow into buying warehouses. We'll grow into having more land for livestock. We'll have fields for vegetables and herbs and various spices, so that we will have a full repertoire of healthy cuisine within our community. Cooking is a big part, and we're going to stay and keep out of our community unlawful cooking. So we'll have our own restaurants. Right? Have our own restaurants and our own. You have our own restaurants, our own dining facilities, so that even when we're dining corporately as a group, that we have everything that we need, and it's readily available to the community for our events. So if somebody's having a wedding, we have the space for our own weddings and our own events, social events, which is aside from any law commanded days. So social events, so-and-so's having a baby, we want to celebrate and the life of this new child, and we want to have the circumcisions and stuff like that. So we definitely want to have all of these things prepared for everyone, So these are things that we have to prepare for. So we have to prepare for sound systems and
AC units.
The AC units, sound systems, equipment for bands. Just all the entirety of social development and cultural aspects. There has to be a facilitation of it. Right? I know people like to think about, the creative sides and the artistic sides, but there's a logistical side as well. Because the same equipment will be used not only for celebrations, but for large speaking gatherings. You'll need the sound system as well to talk to the people. And there's, prayer spaces. We do have a corporate prayer, and it does happen throughout the day. It is, open and available, and there'll be a call to prayer regularly. And we have to train retrain the Levites to get back into their service.
Yes.
You know, we know that some of them come and they will be having some of the culture and traditions, but all of those have to be refined by the law, and then it has to be applied.
Yes.
So we'll be doing all of these things, and I'm so grateful that we're making so much progress in so little time. So alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And that's our perspective for today. Next, you guys are going to see the whiteboard explainer. So that's also coming up. So we're just making great headway here.
Yes, we are.
And our project is growing rapidly. So
Yes.
keep sharing, keep talking, and prepare yourself, because you want this done before anything happens.
Hell break loose.
And I mean, you would, that's what I would like. But
Yeah.
in all honesty, in all truthfulness, 9 times out of 10, this will really shine inside of the storm.
Yes, it will.
Because then people will say, we have to get over here. We have to do this.
Right.
We'll send what we need. And I know the storm's coming. So
Yes,
we're just
yes.
preparing. We're already ready. We're ahead, so that those who get the message get it, and they do. And I know they will do.
Right.
And those who get it will come, and it will be ready.
Yes.
Because the storm is coming, and now we have now our safe place.
Yes, we do.
Right? If you can't have gold, then you better have food.
Yes. That's right.
Right? We
Yes.
can't buy gold and silver and all of this stuff in great quantity. There's not any way to really get it.
But we can grow.
But we can grow food.
Yes.
And through food, we can get gold.
Gold. That's right.
Food keeps growing back.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So gold you have to find. Food, it sits right there.
Yes. Great commodity.
So we're going to do the same thing Joseph did, because we're ready for the famine now. I'm ready for the storm. So
Yes.
you guys are going to go through it, and we're going to grow through it. That's
Yes.
it. Go through it and grow through it. All right? So that's our time for today. I'll see you all tomorrow.